from 6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the worksite, it's the Matt and Liam podcast. Matt and Liam podcast.
G'day there, podcaster.
Yeah, fun show today. You'll hear how our dogs went at their audition. I also sound a little bit different, potentially.
Yeah, should we do a bonus bit on why you sound different?
Yeah. See if you can pick it first. Well, now that I've said, you definitely
Yeah.
pick it. But
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you just enjoy the podcast?
Yeah.
And we'll do a bonus bit today and we'll go a little bit deeper on why Liam sounds slightly different.
yeah. Very exciting because Abby in the newsroom's got a new boyfriend.
Congratulations!
Thanks, guys.
Oh, wow. What's his name?
Servo boy.
Oh.
Okay. So tell us about Servo Boy. How did this happen?
Okay, so only this stuff happens to me, it seems. I went to the Servo this morning to grab a coffee on the way in, and I was standing there. As I walked in, this man turns around and says, "Morning." I said, "Morning," and he goes, "You got a boyfriend?" I said, and I just looked at him, and he goes, "Do you want one?" And I just looked at him again and sort of giggled. Anyway, he writes his number down on a piece of paper or napkin, gives it to me. And the shop attendant says to me, "Oh, he's just shoplifted a heap of stuff." And I thought, well, you know what? That's
Well, you know you like those bad boys,
Yeah,
Abby.
yeah. And so anyway, so then when I walk out to my car 5 minutes later with my coffee,
Yep.
he's throwing up by my car. So you could say things are really serious now, and we're going out next week.
Call me. Got some sour worms and all them.
I'm tempted to call him ourselves.
Yeah. We should get the dude on. Be like, hey, what'd you steal? Why don't we do this? 13, 24, 10. What happened at the servo?
Yeah.
Especially if you're an early riser, you see all sorts of characters. This happened to me a few weeks back. This is in broad daylight. I was at the service station. I was like, I was like, is that guy spilling petrol? Because I could see there was liquid sort of like running on the floor.
Yeah.
This guy, broad daylight, on a Sunday afternoon, was weeing on his back tire.
What?
And he was like at the car next to me, and I was like literally just drove off because I'm like, oh god,
He was pumping his petrol.
He had this, it's sitting in the he did the thing with the cap, so it was pumping fuel.
Yeah.
You know you're not supposed to smoke or use your
Yeah.
phone. Doesn't say anything about weeing on your back tire. So obviously, and I think you know how some people believe in that old law where you're like, oh, back left, you're all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But he was doing it in broad, and there was like kids in cars and stuff, and I was like, what is this guy doing?
Oh my God.
So bad.
Well, look, give us a buzz, 13 24 10. What happened at the servo? All stories are welcome. And you know what? A bit of incentive for you because petrol's pretty expensive at the moment. We'll fill up your car for the best story.
Yeah, and we'll give you some snacks that Abby's new boyfriend stole. Peter in Morphettville. What happened at the servo, mate?
Good morning, Ben and Liam.
Good morning.
So I was filling up my car at the servo, and a cop car went straight through the service station.
Oh.
You're kidding. Well, like, smashed right through.
So they were parked, believe it or not. Parked, and then they did the old, instead of reversing, they hit the accelerator and went forward, straight through the servo. No one was injured. And I think the oddest thing was I had to actually walk in afterwards, and then everyone was just kind of standing around like, what just happened? And there were shelves and products everywhere, and yeah, it was just, really awkward for the police officer, and really awkward for anyone coming in afterwards. So, yeah.
Meanwhile, the cop sitting in the front seat giving himself a breatho going, whoops.
Exactly.
Better take myself in.
Thanks, Peter.
Mel in Gawler East, what happened at the servo?
I was filling up my car and I saw someone pull in and they were driving past me. They were driving with their feet.
I got to tell you, Mel, very slow start to your call, but it really got up there really quick. No, I was like, go and tell us your story, and then very good.
So you were filling up at the pump, and then someone drove past you, but they had their feet on the steering wheel.
They were, driving with their feet. Yeah.
It's like some sort of circus show. I don't know. Do they have like maybe sprained wrists or something?
Liam's right. That was a slow start, but that really got good real quick.
Thanks, Mel. No,
don't go anywhere because you might win the free tank of fuel. Don't go anywhere.
Koa joins us now from Ranella. You've worked at a servo before, so I'm sure you're full of stories, but what's your best one? What happened?
Hey, Ben and Liam. Yeah, it's been over 9 years now since I worked in a servo, but I had one where a customer had started his car as per normal, so like he was filling up and we're like, oh yeah, he's fine. And then halfway through his fill up, he pulled out some jerry cans that were still in a milk container, so he popped them on the ground and they weren't grounded properly, so as he's filling up, a static electricity spark happened, and it caught on fire. So when we looked at the cameras afterwards, the fireball went up and over, because he had a van, went up and over and underneath his car, and then he panicked and was still holding on to the nozzle. So as he's holding onto the nozzle, he's pulling it backwards, and there's like a line of fire following him as he's got the petrol going along. So
That's so dangerous.
Yeah, we hit the emergency stop, and he was really lucky not to get himself singed. And yeah, went out there with a fire extinguisher, but because we'd stopped the pump, it had all turned off, and thankfully didn't go any further. But yeah, it was pretty, scary at the time. So,
You would have been not telling this story if that went any further.
That's horrifying.
That being said, driving with your feet still takes the cake as far as I'm concerned. Mel will fill your tank up for you.
Yay! Thank you so much.
No worries, Mel. 2 tanks of fuel and a pie and a frozen Coke.
I love that Koa literally almost saw a petrol station explode.
Yeah, no, almost exploded. I ran over and touched the button. Otherwise, there would have been a crater in 3 suburbs. Yeah. But you didn't see someone driving in their feet, though, did you? Sam in Morpeth Vale. What happened in the servo?
Yeah, good morning, Ben and Liam. My husband, he got mugged. He was one of the service station attendants, and a fella came in with a screwdriver, held him up, took a bunch of cigarettes, the cash in the register, took his phone and his wallet, and went on his way.
Oh, I hate that. That's so sad, especially because, in America, there's obviously, guns and whatnot. But here, he didn't even go to the effort of getting a knife. You just, it seems like the first thing you'd grab. Trust me, I wouldn't be arguing with someone with a screwdriver, but still, it seems like a rather blunt instrument.
It is horrifying, though, if someone's staring face to face with you with a screwdriver and they're saying, give me your wallet and your phone.
Yeah, and how's your husband doing all right? Is he back in the servo line of work?
No, he moved on from there and went on to do a trade and become an electrician.
Yeah.
But he said it's just not worth it. He just backed up and said, "Guy, take whatever you want. It's fine.
Yeah,
you just do you."
You're not dying for the oil money, that's for sure. I'm like, I will protect these cigarettes. I think the servos will be fine. Also, interesting that they don't have the night counter. I know, everywhere I've ever lived has always had the night counter. I don't know. Maybe I'm just living in dodgy spots. But you know that even if you want a packet of chips, they got to drop it through the thing like prison and slide it over.
Cara joins us now in Wavell. Good morning, Cara. What happened at the servo?
Hey, Ben and Liam. So I actually got propositioned to join a couple.
Oh,
You know what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk us through
interesting spot.
How did it happen?
I was just filling up my car, and this lady came up to me and literally just said, "Hey, my partner and I have been looking at you. We think you look really fun, and want to know if you want to come back to our house."
What did you say?
Obviously, I said no.
Yeah. But Cara, this couple, if you were that way inclined, did they look like the kind of couple you'd want to do that stuff with? No,
okay.
No, no way.
Even if they gave you a free tank of petrol?
No, definitely not.
Thanks, Cara. Megan in Manapara joins us now. Good morning, Megan. What happened at the servo?
Good morning. The kids and I like to go and, the kids like to go to the car wash and help me clean my car. On the run, they've got the vacuums on the cement slab.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a guy and a girl doing the deed there.
Oh, come on.
So I was like, we are going to go to a different car wash. This one's broken.
What a strange spot where you could.
So they were doing it where the vacuum cleaners are?
Yeah, on the cement slab.
Oh, that's strange.
At least,
And I did not want to confront them.
No, you don't want to confront them. At least they're close to a shower afterwards, I suppose. They just put it on the cheapest cycle.
A snorkel a day keeps the doctor away. Jump on the What If app to book your holiday with hotels, holiday rentals, cabins and more. What if it's Aussie for travel?
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
Kaylin from Mount Barker, you just finished at the gym. You pumped, you ready to go? Is your mind active as well? Do you think you'll smash this quiz?
I seriously hope so, but it's anyone's guess right now.
All right, well, we got 5 questions. You get them all right, you get to choose the next song we play.
Are you the type of person that normally hears others doing this and you sort of laugh at them and you're like, how do you not know that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's the main thing about this game. Okay, well, let's see how you go. It's the first day of September today. How many days are in September?
30.
Very well done. There's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out, which looks horrific. What's the name of the donkey in Winnie the Pooh?
Eeyore.
Very well delivered.
The Queen is still pretty unwell, and the new UK Prime Minister will have to fly to Scotland next week to be signed in rather than meeting the Queen in London. She's over in Scotland at the moment. What is the capital city of Scotland, Kaylin?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
So you probably don't know 2 cities. It's one of the 2.
Glasgow?
It's not that one. It was a 50-50. Kat from Morphettvale, do you know the capital of Scotland?
Dublin?
That's in Ireland. That's a different country entirely, unfortunately. Liam in Torrensville, do you know the capital of Scotland?
Edinburgh.
Yeah, there you go, lad. I was about to square goal like. All right, kicking into question 4. You didn't need to laugh at that, Liam. You didn't need to give that a sympathy laugh. Happy birthday to Phil McGraw, 72 today. What's the name of his daytime television show?
Nah, don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you're going to feel like a goose when you don't get it as well. Nicole from Morphettvale. I mean, he's been, if you're sick from school, Ellen's on, Oprah's on, this guy's normally on. Phil McGraw. Do you know the name of his show?
Dr. Phil.
That's the one. Last question. Going to need your singing voice. Cher has slammed Dua Lipa fans who say that Dua is the next Cher. Can you finish these lyrics?
Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say,
I really don't think you're strong enough, no.
well, I know that I'll get through this.
Oh, yeah. Big vibe, Nicole. You're in the draw for Nova's First Class and 50K. You also get to pick the next song we play. And unfortunately, it's not Cher. I've gone for Blink.
Liam has been trying to get a bit of blank up now for over a week.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you picked it, especially because I know Ben's gone for such a thumper. What's it going to be, Vanessa Carlton or Blink, Nicole?
I'm going with you, Liam. Blink.
Oh! It looks like it's going to be a Vanessa Carlton Friday by the looks of things.
All the fans of White Chicks are let down this morning, but tomorrow I guarantee we'll get it up. Still a very good song though, Blink, 182, All the Small Things on Nova 919. Thanks, Nicole.
Ben and Liam are in your head.
Legally Blonde is one of everyone's favourite movies. Well, the musical is coming to Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Elle Woods, and this is Bruiser Woods, and we're both Gemini vegetarians.
Obviously, she's got a dog under her arm throughout the whole movie. Same goes for the stage shows. In each state, they need to find dogs. And I was like, wow, this is perfect. I've always known there's something a little special about my little cavoodle, Toby. So we had the director on here, and we took our dogs along to the audition because, Ben, you insisted that this would also be a good role for Finn.
Yep.
Your puppy.
So, Liam, you've got like a little tiny dog. I'd think technically it's a rat. I've got a big, beautiful dog.
Al Pacino's small, isn't he?
Yep.
Great actor.
Yep.
So
my dog's like a big, beautiful, curly-haired retriever. When he runs, he looks like a horse.
Like the great Carly, like in films but has no lines. Sort of like your dog's a big oaf.
Well, you're about to find out whose dog is more intelligent.
Okay. Here's how it went yesterday at the auditions. After a wee on the tree and a quick bum sniff.
Don't tell people I sniff your bum.
I was referring to the dogs.
Oh.
We introduced our fluffy boys to the cast and crew.
Hi there, I'm Ben. This is my dog Finn, aka Bruiser. He's my curly-haired retriever. He's just the bestest boy.
Hi, I'm Liam. This is my cavoodle Toby. He is 35 years old, dog is. I read poetry to him every night. He's quite a sophisticated pooch, as you can see, bit of a thespian. Toby, you a good boy? You gonna do some acting? Want to do some acting?
After the introductions were done, we waited in the wings for their big moment.
Tobias and I were quietly rehearsing, and I certainly didn't appreciate your interruption, Ben.
Sorry, we're actually running through some lines here.
Oh, you better just stop.
Well, no, he's as I said, we're running through some lines, so.
What school did you train at?
Toby went to Whopper. Whopper's people.
Liam, you claim your dog was privately educated, but he was clearly an animal.
He is an animal.
Oh, yeah.
Toby! We won't get the role.
Yeah, look, my cavoodle Toby was a little up and about at the auditions, but at least he didn't get his red rocket out.
I agree, that wasn't Finn's finest moment.
Oh my God, your dog's penis is out. My dog shouldn't be exposed to that. I know he's excited for the role, but I don't think he should be that excited.
After everyone calmed down, it was time for the auditions.
My sweet fluffy prince was up first.
All right, action.
Hand me my dog, hand me my bag, and an American flag. 'Cause nobody screws with somebody who's legally blind.
Good boy! Yay! Celebration!
Good job, Toby. Woo!
Good boy!
Right, I think it's Finn's turn.
I think so.
Yeah, Toby's audition was sub-poor, but Finn's audition blew the roof off.
You trying to turn roof into roof?
I was.
That's a tough sell. Anyway, Finn's audition went okay, but it certainly doesn't excuse the fact that he defecated in the middle of the theatre floor.
Oh, yuck! Oh, no! Oh, do you have any bags?
Oh, turd schmurd. It was a Snickers bar planted by you.
That is a vile accusation to be throwing around, and I know for a fact that your dog has a heavy nut diet.
You were so worried you were going to lose, you framed us.
Well, maybe it did, but it worked, so it was worth it.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
This time around, we're going to have to go with Toby.
Come on! What? Yes! Good boy! Good boy!
Yes, you heard right. My dog is going to be in Legally Blonde the musical, coming to Adelaide Uni from September 29th.
I am so off that. They only chose your dog because he was smaller.
No,
my dog
better.
did a better audition.
Don't think so. Pooed on the floor.
He didn't poo on the floor.
Beauty horror stories. Yeah, my fiance had one yesterday, Ben. She got sort of fake eyelashes done over the weekend, and then she pulled them out. She doesn't like the way they feel.
Ooh.
But when she pulled them out, she took off all her, natural eyelashes. But she said, oh, never mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing called lash serum. You put it on your eyes and it makes your eyelashes grow faster. And I said, I don't think that's A, a real thing, or B, safe.
Totally agree.
Do you know, if you were like, oh, you pour this on your grass and it grows more, you're like, isn't that poisonous then? Or it doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I don't think we have the technology where you put a little bit of liquid on something and then your eyelashes grow overnight.
Same with people being like, oh yeah, you regrow your hair. You're like, well, if you can regrow your hair, why does Prince William look like that? Do you know what I mean? He's the richest person in the world. You can't. You just have to have a wig at some point. So she's like, no, it's fine. It's just a bit of lash serum. Anyway, she put it on and I was driving home from work yesterday and she said, I think the lash serums hurt my eyes a little bit. And I was like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? She said, yeah, it's just been a bit itchy and really sore. And I got home and, oh my God, she looked like a red panda. Her eyeballs were all completely bloodshot red. And then she had red, an allergic reaction around her eyes, like a red panda.
Did her eyelashes look good though?
They were so long and luscious. She almost had them in Rastafarian dreadlocks hanging off the front of her face. And we had to get some proper creams and stuff for it. But that's beauty is pain sometimes. Abby in the newsroom, you have luscious looks. Have you ever had any horror stories?
So when I was living on the Gold Coast, I went to a new hairdresser. First session went fine. Second session, she burnt nearly half my hair off from over bleaching. But it was weird because it happened when I got home, and after about 2 days after I washed my hair, I got out of the shower and I thought, why does it feel like I've got no hair? And then I realised what had happened.
You do have no hair. It's all
When you
falling out.
start talking about bleaching things, though, that's when you know stuff's going to go
Stay
wrong,
away
though.
from the bleach. Stay away from the
bleach.
serum.
Yeah.
Producer Belle, what about yourself?
Yeah, mine's related to bleach.
Of course it is.
We should just do bleach stories, 13, 2014.
Yeah, possibly. I've got very dark hair, and so growing up, it was all over my face. I looked here, everything was joined everywhere, and so
You
do you mean everything
were
was
a
joined?
super hairy little kid.
you have no idea, Ben. No, well, I've got some, I don't know what my background is. I think we're Italian, I don't know. But so my mum early on said, okay, well, you got to start bleaching your upper lip because I had a thick moustache growing. So I started bleaching, and my first few times I bleached and left it on way too long that it bleached my whole skin on my face so that it looked like I sipped like a cup of milk and I had like white milk on my lip. And it lasted a good like 2 weeks. Year 7 school photos. It looks like I've got milk on my lip. That's
I love that, like, instead of just, like, beating it off or shaving it, you had a bleach mow. You look like Jason Ackermanis in year 9.
I love that you had a mow when most of the kids wouldn't have had mows.
Yeah. All the guys are comparing their underarm hair and be like, oh, sweet, I hope I can get a mow like Belle one day. Pat in Morpeth Vale, this is your daughter. What happened?
She decided to glue false eyelashes on so that she could go out with her friends, and she glued them with super glue. And then when she blinked, it stuck to the top of her cheek toward her eyes. So we had to cut them off cut through with tiny scissors and then remove with nail polish remover on a cotton bud, which got it all.
Oh, that's not good for the retinas. I like the idea of her going out just with her eyes closed the whole time. She's like, well,
Yeah.
Bianca's super chill tonight. What do you think? No, don't worry about it. Whatever. One of the biggest bands in the world over the last 50-odd years, Kiss. They played a sellout show at the Entertainment Centre on Monday night, and they're a big fan of Adelaide. Not just Adelaide, but the restaurant Gaucho's in the city. Joe owns it, and he joins us now. Kiss have eaten there twice this week already, Joe.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Yes, they have, and it was a great honour and a great privilege to be in their presence.
Oh, and that's the thing. Normally you hear about these celebrities popping into places, but Paul Stanley, star child, like the lead singer, who has always been the frontman of Kiss, he's done a post about your restaurant saying it's the best steak around. That must feel pretty good, right?
Oh, look, it feels great, and the thing for me is that it was such a genuine comment. You know, after meeting the man, it's totally opposite of what you see on the stage. I mean, he's a great performer on the stage, but off stage, he's just a true gentleman. Kind, very warm heart, great guy to talk to, very open, very forthcoming, and again, it was a privilege and an honour to have such royalty in our restaurant in good old Adelaide.
Do you get a bit of a heads up when a band like Kiss is rolling through? Does someone call ahead, or do they just walk in and you go, "Oh my God, all right, we better be on our best behaviour here"? Well,
this is the beauty of how Paul Stanley and the band ended up at our joint 2 nights in a row. As we all know, and it's been publicly all over the papers. He loves his wine, and he went to Treasury, and my cousin's an employee of Treasury, and they were sitting there just having a wine, and he sort of said, "Look, I need a good steak with this," and from that's how it happened. So it was very informal, and that's the kind of guy that you're dealing with, just a beautifully humble human being.
Yeah. If you've just joined us, we're speaking to Joe, the owner of Gaucho's, a restaurant in the city. Kiss are in town, the band, and they've eaten there 2 nights in a row.
So obviously we know he would have gotten the steak. Do we know what cut?
We do. Look, he left it up to me, and for those people that don't know, the great man is a huge lover of food. He's a great cook himself.
Yeah.
He left the menu to me, but he had 2 particular cuts. He had a ribeye on the bone, which is a Scotch fillet on the bone, and he had our 9+ Wagyu that we have aged for about 120 days.
Oh, I'm drooling. Same. I tell you what, how does it sort of work? Because normally when you're that famous, sometimes you don't pay for stuff. But he's also very rich, and you would expect, this is your restaurant, he should be paying. Was there an awkward sort of dance at the end? Did Paul not quite know what to do?
Look, I took the bull by the horns, to be honest, mate. And these moments like these aren't about money. And let's just say that their generosity to myself, my family, my daughter, who plays the drums, and our staff was far more than me trying to get a bill to the great man to pay.
Good on you,
You're a good man, Joe.
And look, every time I've been into Gaucho's, I've had a great meal. I've also seen some sort of celebrity. The last time I was eating there, Dean Brogan was at the table. He was at the table next to me, so you never know who you're going to see. Hasn't like Ed Sheeran come in before as well?
Yeah, look, 2 points there, boys. The great man Dean Brogan was there last time again, so he's a great supporter of our business. But look, we've been very fortunate and very privileged to have some great names, come through the restaurant in the time. And yes, Ed Sheeran was one of them, and Nickelback, Foo Fighters. I mean, it's a long list, but we take nothing for granted. Again, it's a privilege and an honour to be recognised and to have the opportunity to have people like that in our business. So. We very, very much respect it.
Well, Joe from Gaucho's, you must be doing something right to keep all these celebrities coming to your restaurant on Gurja Street. By the sound of things, Dean Brogan practically lives there at this point. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Leopod Mencast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam Podcast.
Now, Nova is the home of the most Royal Show tickets in town. We've also got show bags to give away, thanks to showbags.com.au. Now, Liam, I like to have fun with this.
Yeah, we got so many tickets to give away. We try and, think of a new way to give them away each morning.
If you don't win them right now, don't worry. We are giving them across all day here at Nova. So you can win them at 9, you can win them at 10. Keep listening. You can win them tomorrow as well, and on Saturday as well. Every 15 minutes we're giving away family passes. But Liam, just to make it fun right now, on the show, you're the guy that loves to do impressions where they don't belong.
Yeah, that's true.
You love to force them in there. But I thought right now I'll give you the opportunity to do 6 impressions, okay? So we've got 6 callers on the line.
My dreams come true.
You're going to go to each caller as a different person, okay?
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to see if they can guess who you're doing.
Yeah, it'll be real disheartening if no one can pick any of them.
All right, so from now on, Liam is going to be somebody else, and we're going to give away some family passes.
All right. Chris from Craigmore, you want a family pass?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, you've got one, Christy. Who's Liam doing?
I don't know, James Bond.
James Blunt?
James.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. All right, let's go to caller number 2.
Marcus from North Haven. Do you want to know how I got these family passes?
Yes, please. I'd like tickets, please.
Well, Marcus, you got him. You got him, mate. Who's Liam doing?
It's one of the presidents, Nixon.
It's not Nixon.
I don't know.
It's Heath Ledger's Joker.
There's a little bit of Nixon in there.
No, there's not any Nixon. There should be no confusion.
right.
Joe from Cherry Gardens. High 5. You want to go to the Royal Adelaide show?
I'd love to go to the Royal Show.
High
Thank you.
You're heading along. He's doing Borat. Beck in North Haven. You got 2 kids. You want to head along to the Royal Show?
Yes, please.
Back from North Haven, I can finally touch you.
Oh, gosh.
It's Voldemort. I'm not gonna let that one hang around any longer. Okay, Sarah from Goodall. You'd like to take the kids to the Royal Adelaide show? I failed you, Master Wayne. I failed you. You're already going.
Yes, please.
Who am I being?
Who's he doing?
I've got no idea. Some English person.
No, he's not.
It's Michael Caine.
All right, Laura, last one. Hallett Cove. You got 3 kids. You want to head along to the Royal Show?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, you're heading along, and not one person got Liam's.
Wow, I haven't done an impression for this one yet. It's a desolate terrain, but you're going to have to feel yourself with a Dagwood dog.
It is Bear Grylls for those playing along at home. 15 minutes of fame. Did you have it? Maybe you made the local paper. Maybe you did something incredible on the sporting field or at work. I don't know. What was your 15 minutes of fame?
We're about to be speaking to someone who's had their 15 minutes. I mean, we all remember this great ad.
Dad, why did they make the Great Wall of China?
That
That was during the time of Emperor Nazi Goring, and it was to keep the rabbits out.
So damn good. Well, I don't know if you've seen on TV at the moment, but the kid who was in the back seat, he's all grown up now. And the same person who played that kid is now Uncle Dan, and his young nephew is asking him a question in the back seat.
Uncle Dan, why did they make the Great Wall of China?
I was told once that it was to keep the rabbits out. Too many rabbits. But it was actually built to protect Emperor's territories.
And what about the pyramids?
That was for the views. Great views of Egypt from the top. It was known as the Great Pyramid Scheme.
Of course, now it's all an ad for Telstra to promote their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're joined now by the Telstra kid himself, all grown up. His real name is Brandon. How you going, mate?
G'day, boys. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Damn good. Can you take us back to the very start of the journey? How did you get the original gig in the first place?
Oh, the original one, Mum put me into a modelling agency.
Yeah.
And she dragged me out of the house one day, and I wasn't too enthusiastic about it initially.
Yeah.
Gone into an audition and didn't know what the hell I was doing. Then all of a sudden, I'm doing the ads. So it was a bit of a fluke on my part.
Did you, because it's such an iconic ad, did you know, like, once it started blowing up, that it was blowing up as a kid, or did you have no idea what was going on?
No, once it started blowing up, I definitely knew about it.
Yeah.
Because everyone was calling me Rabbit.
So, hang on, was that like your nickname at school?
Yeah, it's followed me around to work now.
Oh, so what do you do for work?
I'm a copper at the moment.
You're a cop. Right. There you go. It goes to show how, you've grown up on our screens right in front of us. So when you were sort of walking around when you were younger, did people actually point you out in public, and so were people like keen enough to spot you?
Oh, it would have maybe popped up in conversation a couple of times, but yeah, people didn't really spot me initially. But once you start sort of talking to me, they'd pick it up.
Yeah, of course. And then how, all this time on, how did you end up in the new ad?
Yeah, it was pretty funny, actually. So Telstra, they shared a photo on their Facebook page of myself and the original dad in the old ad.
Yeah.
And it said, "Where are they now?" So I messaged them, told them what I was doing, and then a couple months later, they got back in touch with me and offered me to do another one.
Brandon, so, I don't know if you're a single guy or not, but I'd imagine at some point, you've gone on dates. When do you normally drop the fact that you were the Emperor Nazi Gore and keep the rabbits out kid?
Yeah, it'd come up eventually. I'd maybe bring it up in conversation in a funny way because, you don't want to come off as if you're showboating or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you'd want to pick a good time for it, but, it'd pop up eventually.
And obviously, around that time, I think young Daniel Radcliffe was getting the role of Harry Potter and, sort of became a global icon. Were there any other roles talked about, or were you more of a one-hit wonder?
I think it was more of a one-hit wonder because, there was a couple of the Telstra ones in a series, but that was all I really did.
Such a shame.
So much potential.
I know. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Appreciate the chat.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, 13-24-10, tell us about your 15 minutes of fame.
Dan from Taparoo, you were also a famous child.
Yeah, I had 3 sisters, and I was the youngest brother, and they took me to the Royal Show, and we were walking around and visiting the Good Morning Australia stand, and they were filming an ad at the time. And so they just said, I'll come in as part of the show, and I was part of the ad, and it aired for about a week or so. So, yeah.
Very cool.
All my family all over Australia were ringing me up.
We would probably recognise your face if we saw you, I'm sure, Dan, from the weekly long TBC of Good Morning Australia.
Dan, that's a great example, though, of 15 minutes of fame, because for you, that was, massive.
Yeah, this is what we're asking for. Kate in Maslin Beach, this is when you were 4 as well, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Hi, how you going?
Very good.
So mine is in Broken Hill. When I was about 4 years old, I got put in a ad for a company called Fobco. And so I was in the back of a ute and I had to jump out and yell, Fobco. But the ad ran for about 20 years. It only started running about maybe 10 years ago.
Really?
Are you serious?
What does Fobco,
yeah,
what does Fobco do?
They did aluminium window frames or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right. You were the Fobco girl.
Yeah. So my great-grandma, when I used to go visit her in a nursing home, used to take me around to all the nurses and be like, this is the Fobco girl.
I'm sure they were about as impressed as everyone else in your life. It's not like you're the McCains, the Mamards, the Rains are here. It's sort of, you know what I mean?
That's a good one, Kate. Thank you. Chris, tell us about your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, I was on Today Tonight.
Were you like a disgruntled neighbour, or did you
dodgy tradie? What did you
do one of those shopping experiments where you're seeing what's cheaper, Coles or Woolies?
I wish, no. They were looking for people that had been waiting for a housing trust house. And I'd been waiting for 22 years.
Yep, that's quite a while.
Yeah,
that's
right.
for sure.
And so how long ago did your episode air?
7 years ago.
And you're still getting recognised on the street?
No, I've since been able to buy my own house.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I'm glad
Chris.
it's got a happy ending.
Yeah.
Danielle joins us now from Gawler. Is it true you're currently having your 15 minutes of fame? You're in it right now.
I am. I am currently on television. I am the face of the latest SA Health ad. My alias is Diane.
Oh,
okay.
Are you an amateur actor, or did they approach you? How did you get involved?
They approached me. I currently work in one of the large emergency departments for SA Health, and they approached me to be in the ad. So I am telling people to please be COVID safe, wear your masks, wash your hands, and please find alternatives to seek emergency health.
Did you find it hard to break from the role of Diane after that film was over? You know how sometimes when people method act and they have trouble finding themselves for a little while? Are you sort of in that stage at the moment?
No, sometimes it's quite beneficial. It's like, that wasn't me, that was Diane.
Hope you're having a pod blast with a podcast.
Then we are joined now by producer Belle.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet. Twitter.
Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well, the biggest gossip of the last 24 hours, Leonardo DiCaprio and his girlfriend Camilla Morone have broken up. Now, why is this such big news?
Was that audio after he broke up with her?
He's like, about to find another young one.
Exactly, Liam. Well, she just turned 25 years old, and as is his pattern of his last 4 girlfriends, as soon as they've reached the age of 25, he's dumped them, and he's had 8 girlfriends in total, all aged under 25.
You look at this graph, it's been on the internet for a long time, and his age goes steadily up, on the graph by each year, and you see the stats of his girlfriends, and no one's gone over the 25 mark. I love the idea of this girlfriend just crying over her 25th birthday cake. It's been a good 3 years, Leo, please.
And we're about to ruin your childhood. The trailer for the Winnie the Pooh horror story has dropped.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
It's the newest horror film coming out later this year. It's titled Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And so it follows Christopher Robin. He goes back to his property. He's now in university. He left. He comes back, brings his current girlfriend with him to discover that the toys are basically all just murderers now.
I think because he abandoned the 100 Acre Woods, they're going to kill everyone. So there is we watched the trailer this morning, and Piglet takes a sledgehammer to someone's head. I hope this doesn't go well in the box office either. Otherwise, we'll end up with like Bluey Saw Massacre. Or there'll be someone going, Paw Patrol, Human Centipede. Hear me out. We combine them, okay? They're already on all fours.
And finally, a 6-year-old girl has had to officially change her name already in life after she got sick of people picking on her name. Her name is Alexa.
Oh, yes. This happened to me. I had to change my name from Siri a few years back.
No, but it does suck. She was born just before Alexa came out. And she was picked on for a while. And we don't know what her new name is, though. So,
She's gone with Google or Jeeves. Father's Day this Sunday, and Ben and I want to have a famous dad on the show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So not a famous person, but like a famous person's dad.
Yep.
We thought that'd be a fun way to do Father's Day.
Yeah, but I think it's turning into a bit of a competition, Liam.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course we could join forces, but we do have a competitive streak in us.
And I think if we both chase the same dads, we've got a 50% less chance. If we both split up and make it a competition, we're going to double our chances of getting a famous dad.
So are we gonna reach out to the dads ourselves, or should we like enlist the help of a producer each?
Well, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The producers will do the chasing.
Okay. Let's pick. I'll go first. Andy.
Damn it. I guess I'll have producer Belle.
Looks like producer Belle's picking for you.
No, to be honest, I think Belle is genuinely very, very good at chasing people.
Their job is to, like, get people on. So, like, today, Kiss are at a restaurant, so we get the person who owns the restaurant on the next day.
Have you got a bit of a short list of some perhaps famous people's dads you'd like to get tomorrow?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind speaking to Robert Downey Sr. That'd be pretty cool. What's it like having the name first? Have you seen Iron Man? You know.
I was thinking, and this person is a dad. They don't have a dad. I think they've passed away, but they're a very famous TV dad as well. You could get Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
No, you're not allowed. No, because it has to be a famous person's dad.
But he is a dad.
That doesn't count.
It does count.
No, that doesn't count. I think that's you're just speaking to a famous person. If you said I got Tim Allen, I'd be excited, but I'd go, you failed the
But
assignment.
he is a dad.
Yeah, I know, but you can't just pick. Otherwise, we'll just get any famous male who's probably got kids. Brad Pitt's a dad.
So I can't get Tim Allen?
No, you need to have Brad Pitt's dad.
What?
For example, like Natalie Portman, her dad's got an interesting story. I looked into him. Avner Hirschlag. He's an Israeli gynecologist.
What?
So that'd be interesting to talk to him, and then also your daughter's Padme.
Right.
Star Wars.
So if I wanted to get, say, because I was thinking like a famous TV dad, another one is Peter Griffin, who is Seth MacFarlane, but I'd have to I'd have to get Seth MacFarlane's dad.
Yeah, like Jason McCarthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put him on the list.
Like, for example, on my list, I've got George DiCaprio, which is the father of Leonardo DiCaprio. Interesting name, Leonardo. Why'd you pick it? Do you wish he'd settle down, have some grandkids?
What about if we get Elon Musk's dad?
The one who married his daughter.
Yeah. That'd be an interesting chat, wouldn't it?
I don't want to speak to that guy.
You wouldn't speak to Elon Musk's dad if I got him?
Nah.
I reckon you would.
I reckon. No.
I reckon you would.
Okay. My morals. I would take him to task for being such a creep. Is what I'd do.
Another dad that I had on my list because I'm going big here. Mark Zuckerberg's dad, Edward Zuckerberg.
See, that would be that's a great example of a famous dad. Do you have Facebook? Like a lot of parents have it now.
Yep.
Like yeah.
Yeah,
does he help you with it?
Has he not accepted your friend request?
Yeah. I want to chase a guy. I've already got Andy on this. David Lopez, J-Lo's dad. How's the wedding? What's the block like?
Yep.
You know, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Look, this list goes on. So we'll get onto it. I would say the clock is ticking now. By this time tomorrow, we will have a famous A-lister's dad on the show. And it might be myself with the help of producer Andy, or maybe Ben will chase down one of his famous dads with the help of producer Belle.
So make sure at this time tomorrow you are listening to Nova 919 because we're going to be joined by a famous person's dad.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.